guys, here we are, Stoomboy, the Combat Companion. So, as always, shows brought to you by Hard Life Fightwear. Hard Life Fightwear offering a range of products, whether it be gi, no gi, MMA, they do have you covered. So, anybody looking for any nice gear to come out in, or even some custom gear, then just hit up hardlifefightwear.co.uk. Use the discount code STOOM15 and you will get a little bit of a discount through whatever it is you get. So now we're going to be talking about Young Subs 3. Young Subs 3 is Saturday, 22nd of March. It's going to be at the Fed in Newcastle. Now, ticket availability, anybody looking for tickets, make sure you do head over to the Young Subs official on Instagram. You will get all the ticket information through there. There's also pay-per-view on it as well. Pay-per-view link is also in the bio for Young Subs official, and I'll get that put up over the next couple of weeks, just so everybody can make sure you're going to the right place to get the pay-per-view. There's a lot of scammers out there. Megan, your dad will know all about the scammers. Unity gets scammed a lot. They try and do it all the time. So yeah, make sure you only go through the links of people you know exactly who they are. So my next guest then is going to be on Young Subs 3. Megan McCrossan, Origin BJJ in Darlington. So we got to see Megan Young Subs 2 coming back after being out for over a year. So she came back, had an amazing matchup against Amelia Thompson. I mean, it was very, very dominant. That triangle, I mean, that was as close to submission as you're going to get for a triangle. So she had an amazing performance. So it was great to see her back. She had a couple of people in the crowd in tears as well. So Mr. Hard Life Fightwear himself. So yeah, it's going to be great to see Megan coming back to Young Subs and Newcastle at the Fed. So so the Meg, absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me.
Yeah, thank you.
Tell us about you then. So obviously, again, obviously training Origin BJJ, awesome gym, really, really nice gym, good setup, good coaches and so on. Tell us about the gym itself.
So originally, I actually started out with Thai boxing when I was younger. I was only 4 years old when I started. So I did that for a few years till I was about 9. And then my dad, he introduced me to jiu-jitsu and I went to Origin, fell in love with it straight away. And like, I absolutely loved it, loved competing. I was competing within like a couple of weeks of training. Like I went to the British Open not long after, got gold there. And yeah, I was very active for a long time. And then obviously COVID hit, which was a nightmare. So I couldn't train for a while. And then when I went back, the like people had left, so I didn't have many training partners anymore. But things like that happened. So I did move around a few gyms. I then went to Sensei, and then when Mooch opened up Hard Life Academy, I was there with him, and then I ended up moving back to Origin. And yeah, it's a really good gym. I've got some really good training partners. Like it's just a great atmosphere.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, Origin, I know Origin. We've got a Origin in Scotland, and obviously it's under Grant Cruikshank. So again, awesome setup. I mean, with the way they do the classes and so on is really good. And obviously Origin Darlington exactly the same. So so it's definitely a great setup. You've got obviously your dad as well. I mean, your dad's a legend in the game. Do you know what I mean? So it must be good having your dad there and being that support for you as well. Obviously, he's been in the game for a while. So kind of keeping you on the right path as well.
Yeah, he's very supportive of me, and I help out with his show as well, Unity. Love doing that, and I'm hoping to get into the MMA game myself. So hopefully, I can have a debut on his show. So that would be great.
Yes, definitely. Steve's definitely an awesome guy. Do you know what I mean? It was great seeing him again at Young Subs. Do you know what I mean? So such an awesome guy. Definitely a legend in the game for sure. So and Unity, I mean, they do so much for up and coming MMA fighters and so on. Do you know what I mean? It's an amazing platform for them. So obviously they've got a show coming up soon as well. Tell us about the show, Unity show.
Yeah. So the next one's May 17th, and Leighton, my training partner, he's actually having his debut on it as well. So that'll be really good for him, and I can't wait to see him out there. So yeah, there's some loads of good fights. I can't wait for it.
Nice. We're going to do some interviews for it as well, so we're definitely going to try and get as many people on as possible. So obviously, I know that when your dad starts putting a lot of the fights together, then we'll jump on, we'll get some interviews and so on. So we're looking forward to that. Always love talking to people that are going on Unity because they've always got nice things, great things to say about Unity. So it's definitely
Yeah.
a great show. So enough about your dad. Let's put your dad aside. This is about you, Megan. This is about you. So tell us about young subs too. So the atmosphere. I mean, walking out in Liverpool. I mean, I talked about this. I mean, I knew the Liverpool atmosphere was going to be good, but I
Yeah.
didn't expect it was going to be as loud and as crazy as it was. Do you know what I mean? So
It was incredible, honestly. I love the experience of walking out because it's my first time ever being on a sub only, and it was my first like fight back after a long time out of competing. I just loved it. Like as soon as my entrance track started playing and I was walking out, like I was in the zone, ready.
yeah, yeah, it's great as well. I mean, it's very, very close to an MMA feel because
Yeah,
obviously it's MMA guys that kind of started the show and so on, Cal Pacino and that. So it's very, very close in regards to like the walkouts and do you know what I mean? Just the atmosphere and so on. So it's as close to an MMA event or MMA atmosphere as you're going to get.
yeah. It's definitely a good warm up, I think, for when I have my debut eventually.
Yeah, yeah. What about obviously opponent Amelia Thompson? Amelia was great. I mean, we talked about how tough Amelia is. Do you know what I mean? So it was always going to be a tough match. And
Yeah,
obviously the triangle. I mean, that triangle. I mean, we talked about it on commentary. We talked about it after it. We've been talking about it in group chats between ourselves and the guys at Sub Series and Young Subs. And we've watched it back and we keep watching it and saying, how did Amelia not tap? Because
yeah.
there was a couple of times where it was very, very close, and there was a time when the referee was standing over, and we were thinking, is the referee going to stop it? So tell us about that. I mean, tell us about that in itself.
Yeah, so the way I fight, if I find an opportunity, I'll take it and I'll run with it, and I just won't stop until I get the sub. And she really did battle it out for the full fight, which was just incredible. She's a really, really skilled fighter. There was a few times where I thought I'm going to get it, but unfortunately not. But I was very, very proud of my performance. But afterwards, my legs just completely cramped up from holding it on for that long. Like
Yeah,
we were in guard, and then I was in mount, and then back to guard and mount. Like it was crazy.
yeah. That's the kind of thing we worried about. Again, we talked about it on commentary, saying holding the triangle. We're like, do you know what I mean? You had it the whole time. We were thinking, but when Amelia did get out, we were thinking, have you gassed your legs out? Do you know what I mean? Is your legs going
Yeah,
to be okay? But I mean, you got through, come away with the W, and again, it was an awesome feeling, and you were emotional after it as well.
yeah. I was so emotional because with it being my first fight back after such a long time, like obviously I did want to win, but I knew the level that it was at, and I knew like how experienced she was. I knew it was going to be a tough fight, but I went in, just gave it my all, and just did what I do best, and luckily came away with the win.
Definitely, definitely. Obviously, I had two fights on that day, Cora.
Yeah,
But I mean, actually, you'd put a lot into that first match. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
Cora was obviously fresh. She hadn't fought that day. So and that fight with Cora wasn't that long after the Amelia Thompson fight as well. So
yeah,
um, and but again, I mean, taking the Cora one away. I mean, the Amelia Thompson. We got to see you. And we got to see how aggressive you are in fights. We got to see a lot of your game and so on, which then takes us into Young Subs 3, obviously up against obviously another
yeah,
Amelia this time, Amelia Cowell. So we saw Amelia on the first one, Amelia Cowell. She came away with the victory at that point. And I know you guys have fought in a competition recently,
yeah.
which was obviously a points competition, but sub only is very, very different.
Yeah, it's a completely different game. Obviously, she's a very skilled fighter, and she's had like a lot of competition experience at blue belt. So I think it's a good test for me as well because I want to go out there and fight the best people to
Yeah,
make myself better. So
yeah.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good fight.
Yeah, and obviously it's in Newcastle this time, so a little bit closer for you to get to.
Yeah, yeah. So that'll be a lot better than traveling all the way down to Liverpool.
What about people who's coming with you? Obviously, Dad will be there, of course. So, anybody else coming up with you or down with you on the day?
Some of my friends and family will be there, and obviously my coach Dom and my teammates as well, because we've got quite a few of us competing from the gym.
Yes.
So it'll be a good atmosphere, and hopefully can get a bigger crowd up there this time.
Yeah, hopefully Origin come away with all W's on the day as well, for sure. So,
Yeah,
um, just got obviously a comment coming in. Kelly Frost just saying go Meg. So obviously a little bit of support there. So big shout out to Kelly Frost. Um, Final thing then, Meg, as they do. I mean, you've been in the game for a long time. You mentioned since 4 year old. So obviously been training for. So what's that? That's what 12 years you've been in the game for.
yeah.
So, but anybody in particular, anybody you want to shout out to, any friends, family members, teammates, sponsors, anything that you may have.
My coach, Dom Sakara, and Leighton, my teammate, as well as my sponsors, Hard Life Fightwear and Fortitude Fitness and Nutrition.
Yeah,
With Fortitude, it's Matt Innes. He's my personal trainer, so he gives me training that's like specific to Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, but he also offers other kinds of training programs. So yeah, he's really good. You should go check him out.
definitely. So, guys, check out Fortitude for sure. Check out Hard Life Fightwear as well. I mean, Megan came out with her walk at Rash Garden short set last time was awesome. I mean, the colours were awesome on it. The way they put
Yeah,
everything together, it was absolutely amazing to see. So they do some fantastic custom gear, Meg.
yeah, they do. I've always sworn by their kit. Honestly, it's so good.
Yeah, so definitely check out Hard Life Fightwear as well. Check out Unity as well. Unity, I say they've got the show coming up May the 17th. So make sure you head over to the Facebook page. Unity as well, just to make everybody aware, Unity do not send out friends requests. So I know this is something your dad had obviously mentioned a
Yeah,
number of times before. So
there's been a couple of scams where people have made like a page pretending to be Unity. So if there's any friend requests, then just ignore.
yeah, definitely. And then just obviously a last comment there coming in. Origin Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, just they've got a couple of wrestlers there, and so it's obviously a bit of love from Origin themselves. So guys, there we go then. So we've got Megan McCrossan, Origin, BJJ, and Darlington is going to be heading to Young Subs 3. That's Saturday, the 22nd of March. Now, ticket availability, as I said, head over to the um, Young Subs official Instagram page. You will get all the ticket information through there. And anybody that can't make the event on the day, make sure you do get that pay per view. And come and support these kids. Definitely support them because these kids are the future. I mean, obviously, us older guys, myself, your dad, Steve, and so on, we're old. Our generation's done. This is the next generation coming through. So these are
Yeah,
going to be the superstars we're going to be hearing and seeing a lot more of coming forward. Sponsors as well. I mean, anybody looking to come on board and sponsor any of these stars that are coming through the young subs, just hit them up on their Instagram pages. Megan's one is the Meg BJJ. Okay, so what they do for your business is they get your business out there in front of a lot of people. So these kids are fantastic on social media. They post everything, pictures, videos, and all that kind of stuff. So they'll definitely get your business out there. Plus, with it being on pay per view, it means that your business is going to be seen by a lot more people. So it's definitely going to get your business out there. So make sure you do hit them up. Just a final couple of comments coming in. Lasky just saying Amelia's getting triangled, respectfully, of course. Um, so and then Harry King just saying the Meg go on. So again, a lot of support there, or a bit of support there for Megan.
yeah,
But Megan, listen, absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me.
yeah. It's been lovely. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Listen, in fact, there's your dad coming in. I know is your dad with you at the moment? So yeah. So he's in the room and he's throwing fire emojis. But definitely a big shout out to Steve. Steve's an awesome guy.
Yeah,
So yeah. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me. Obviously, enjoy the next couple of weeks training.
yeah,
Stay safe, and obviously, I'll see you in Newcastle.
yeah. I can't wait to see you again. Thank you for having me.
Take care, buddy. Bye bye.
Thanks a lot.